We're on the financial planning section of the Admin Solution of Management program, and specifically at the tab where the actual financial planning procedure itself happens. We see that our income consists of $710,000 in 1 week. First, we have to work with our funds. And, as I've already told you, this is an org policy of sorts. These are rules having to do with money allocations that the company lives by. I'll start with approving money to funds based on our financial allocation form that we approved earlier. So, first of all, we're going to approve money going into the raw materials payment fund, and the sum according to our allocation form was $355,000. Next, we go to the marginal income funds. Those are the tax payment fund and the management fund. Accordingly, we're going to approve 10% of the marginal income to each of those. What we don't have approved are the corrected income funds. That's the credit payment fund and the overdue payments fund. If we take a look at the financial planning program number 1, then we can see that it consists of $1 million a week. But our income this week was $710,000. And that's the exact situation where there is not enough money, and obviously that affects our credit fund amount. And if we continue in this vein, we're not going to get the money together in time. But look, still, we really tried this week. We did make this $700,000. Nina, remember? We fought for this income, but we're short by only $300,000 and we barely made the $700,000, and it seems like next week we need $1,300,000, not $1 million. Well, right. And how are we going to do that? Can you tell me? And what do we do now? Vova, maybe we should just get another credit somewhere without too much thinking. Yeah, I went to these banks 100 times, but because we have this credit out, none of the banks will give us a credit. I put together folders that big, thicker than this one. Do you want me to show you? But none of the banks will give us credit. Nikita, maybe we should delay paying the suppliers. Remember, they gave us a 90-day extension. If we don't pay our suppliers, we'll go under before the bank can make us bankrupt. Okay, let's all calm down and get yourselves together. We're doing financial planning for the first time, and I told you we're going to follow the rules and then we will reach our goal. That's the way it always happens. So now I propose that we go back to the financial planning procedure. Once the amounts have been worked out and are then approved to funds, and before looking at the purchase orders from staff, we need to decide on approving money for suppliers from the raw materials fund. So then we go to the tab for the suppliers fund, where accounting already put in all the necessary data on bills to be paid. We're going to pay out of the raw materials fund, so that's why I'm choosing this fund as the source. After all the approvals, the fund has $350,000 in it, which is just enough to pay all the bills and obligations that are forthcoming this week. Next, we're going to come back and look at the purchase orders from staff. We can see that the program distributed all the purchase orders by divisions on the org board. I would like to point out that after allocating to all the funds, the amount that we have is $71,000, and we have $248,600 worth of purchase orders, which demonstrates graphically and proves the truth of the first stable datum on finances out of those 19 we have. An organization will try to spend more than it makes. So, let's get down to looking at the orders. Let's start with Division 1. We see that there are 2 purchase orders, and we can also see who submitted it and from which post. We can also look at the statistic of that post if need be. Of course, there are expenses like communications, rent, for example, where the statistic doesn't matter, we have to pay them. But sometimes it is necessary to see the person's statistic in order to make the right decision, because it's important to invest in those who produce. So, financial planning is a powerful tool for being just to the staff and rewarding the up statistics. Next, we see the purchase order itself in the form of a CSW, and if it really is completed staff work with all the necessary data, then there are no questions and we can decline or approve it. Besides, we can see if the manager of that department approved this purchase order. If there is a green mark, then the department manager thinks that this expense is advisable. We want to approve both of the purchase orders from Division 1, and so we hit the button OK. Then, after the financial planning has got the final approval of the financial director, the employee will see the decision made on his purchase order in his private office of the Admin Solution of Management program. There is no reason for him to go needlessly bother accounting to see if his purchase or bill has been signed. Then we have purchase orders about wages, rent and bank fees, and they are all approved by each department manager. And all approved CSWs from department managers then need to be approved by the Executive Council, who then pass them on to the Financial Director for final approval. But here is a purchase order from Division 4 about getting new transportation, and it's declined by the department manager. We can see that his proposal is to revisit it in 2 months, which is totally in agreement with the current situation, so we decline it. Then we have 3 purchase orders from Division 6 and 39,400 left at our disposal. So any way you look at it, we will have to turn someone down. Here I want to remind you of the second stable datum of the 19 stable datums, which says that economy is aimed at preventing the company from spending more than it produces. So we'll approve those. Especially, I want you to look at the second purchase order, which is right in alignment with our planned income actions. I'll read the CSW. If one enters words like furniture or bedroom suite, our website comes up 32nd or 43rd in the search engines. Recently, we haven't been paying for site promotion in search engines, but instead have paid for advertisements in the subway, and as a result, responses have dwindled from about 40 responses per week to 10, and these 10 called in from the internet and not from the subway as determined by survey. It seems that our potential clients don't take the subway. Since these 40 internet responses have always given us 2 to 3 new contracts, it's necessary to keep up the site promotion in search engines on a constant basis. At the same time, we could try something new, but not pay a substitute of successful promotion. Solution: pay the standard fee of $250,000 for our site to be easily found in search engines, in which case it's going to be among the top 3. But now, as far as the third purchase order, proposing a corporate party out in nature somewhere, we're obviously going to decline it with the existing situation, especially since our financial program number 1 doesn't allow for corporate expenses in the near future. So, after looking over all the purchase orders without exception, we have 2,400 left. Since financial planning always has to end with a 0, we're going to put this money into the most important fund. As far as priorities go, the credit payment fund, and we'll add it to the amount already approved. And we also confirm that with the OK button. After this procedure, the Executive Council approves the final financial plan and hands it over to the Financial Director for consideration. The procedure will only be complete, and paying on the purchase orders and bills can only start after the Financial Director's final decision, and that's it. You know, that's all amazingly simple. I am no accountant, but I figured it all out. You know, Vova, just think of how much time we wasted, all those endless bills we signed every day, sorting out all that chaos and disorder. And how did our accounting manage all of that at all? Can you just imagine? We have so much free time now, I can concentrate on income. And the main thing is that we allocate the money in 1 hour max, and it's only once a week. Vova, why are you looking so down and depressed? I just realized, Nina, how much money we lost in this time. Irina, where were you earlier? All right, let's not mourn the past. I've already told you this. Let's look into the future. Glad we had enough sense to follow all of Irina's recommendations. Yeah, financial planning is the thing.